Welcome to another episode of It's Debatable. I'm your host, Justin Jones, here with co-host Sebastian Pluvios, co-host Jalen Green. By the time this video airs, it will be 48 hours before Christmas Day. We all know NBA fans look forward to Christmas Day because it's usually a good slate of games with the premier teams in the NBA. Before we even just get into the games, I guess I can just ask both of y'all, what does the NBA on Christmas Day mean to y'all? I'll start with Seb.
It's the best part of Christmas. I feel like it's a tradition, especially for me. I've been to a lot of Christmas games. I went to the Knicks versus the Wizards game. Even though they got blown out by the Wizards back then, it was still the atmosphere was different. As well as I went to a Brooklyn Nets versus Chicago Bull game. Definitely like the action is a little bit different. It hasn't been feeling the same without how they take it seriously with the Christmas jerseys as well and stuff like that. But it's always good action to see. They put like the best games possible, and I just love it every year. I don't miss none of no Christmas games.
Jalen, talk to me.
Definitely love the tradition. For me, I feel like my favorite one definitely has to be that Cavs versus Warriors one. Um, I, I
When
believe,
Kyrie hit the game winner?
yeah, that was
Yeah, that was a good one.
2017, maybe I believe
Oh, I don't remember.
Christmas Day. So that's definitely one of my favorite Christmas games. Also, um, throwback to the Heat versus Lakers. The like those games definitely, and just watching Madison Square Garden and on Christmas Day as well. One of my favorite things to do. So it's definitely a tradition. Um, NBA always stays on in the house on Christmas for me. So definitely excited to see the matchup.
Yeah, just to the points both of y'all alluded to, definitely try not to miss any games on Christmas. It's just been a tradition for years. It's usually pretty good games. I like when all the players actually play, but we see even this year just some injuries, so I'm gonna miss out on seeing certain people. But I just remember watching it for years, even back when they had the Christmas commercial, when they were all shooting it, and then it made the Jingle Bell song with Steve Nash and LeBron and all them in that commercial. So I just feel it's the best time for basketball. And I'm ready for this year. So we can just start with the first game that will be going down at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. We got the Philadelphia 76ers. That's when Tyrese Maxey is reported to make his return back from his foot injury. So it should be a full and healthy Sixer squad versus the New York Knicks, who are on a winning streak of themselves right now. So we can just get into how we feel about the game. So, Jalen, Sixers the Knicks. What are we doing with this matchup?
I got the Sixers clear. I feel like the Knicks are not going to win. I feel it's just too much star powers. Joel Embiid, James Harden on Christmas Day. I feel like the fact that it being Christmas Day, I feel like I'm expecting a big game out of Joel Embiid. Granted, his recent activities of him having these large scoring outputs, I feel like Christmas Day is just gonna add more seasoning to the sauce, and then he's just gonna go crazy. I feel like also probably come out here with a statement game. Now, not saying all credit due to the Knicks and their win streak and all. I'm not trying to disrespect them in any way, shape, or form, but for me, I feel like being that it's Christmas Day and knowing the level of play Joel Embiid has been playing as of late, I'm expecting a lot of big things out of him. I do expect it to be a great game. I don't expect like the Knicks to get blown out or anything. Um, I do hope that Julius Randle actually comes out to fight. Hopefully, he can have a big game as well. Um, just want to see it on. Want to see a good just a good back and forth game, but with all my confidence, I have the 76ers.
Yeah. Just to piggyback off what you said. I'm just not impressed with the New York Knicks.
Oh my
Yeah, yeah,
God!
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God!
Hold on. Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God! The
Yeah, they got
last
the winning
episode I
streak
was
going on.
on,
All
the
right, hold
last
on, Seb.
episode I
Yeah.
was
Seb,
on.
do you want to wait?
Don't
Hold on,
don't
Seb.
do that. Don't do
Seb, do
that.
you want to talk or can I talk? I'm not gonna talk over you.
It's
Don't
like
do
he
that.
hates being in New York, bro.
Yeah, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna wait for
continue.
no. I want you to talk. If you're, I'm not gonna talk over you.
All right, good. Don't do that. I'll speak when it's my turn. Just
All
don't
right,
do that, man.
All right, so like I was saying, I'm just not too impressed. Yeah, they are on the win streak. They haven't really beaten anyone that's just really impressed me though. Like, I feel the streak will just come to an end. But by the time this comes out, I feel their streak will end. I do like what I've seen from Jalen Brunson. He has been a good acquisition for them. That's a stable point guard that this franchise has needed. So I feel he's been great. I'm just personally not too high on Julius Randle. Shoots too many 3-point shots just for my liking. I would like for him just to, just attack the basket a bit more, just kind of live down there. It's just too many threes. I watched the game like I feel a week ago, and he took like about 5 threes in the first quarter. Before he even attempted to get to the basket, it's just too many for me. And RJ Barrett, like I spoke about last week or the week before that, he just hasn't really taken that next leap to me. And they're going against the 76ers. Like I said, Tyrese Maxey is, positioned to be back by that. It's going to be a healthy Sixers team. I think we're going to see a heavy dosage of that pick and roll with Joel Embiid and James Harden. Something that the New York Knicks have always had trouble with since Harden coming to this team. I feel the Sixers will win this by 10 plus points. And shout out to the New York Knicks, man. I'm just not. I just need to see a lot more. I'm not gonna be fooled by this little win streak. I'm really not. I know Seb is kind of hypnotized by this win streak, and I'm just not. So I have the Sixers winning this game by 10 plus points, in my opinion. Go ahead, Seb.
All right, so I got the New York Knicks in a nail biter. Granted, if their streak is still alive, I feel like they'll have more of a battery to their back to go out on Christmas and perform. But that's if their streak is alive, though. When I really look at this team right now, this is a team that has like a 7-man rotation right now, and I feel like this chemistry just flowing. They stopped playing guys like Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose. They really have felt like they built an identity with the 76, I feel like they can upset them just off the strength that you don't know what you're going to get from Harden or from Embiid. I feel like, and in addition of Tyrese Maxey, he has to find himself back in a groove. So definitely could different variables that could definitely help the Knicks come out of it as in a nail biter. You see guys like Jalen Brunson has definitely stepped up and shown that he's a leader of this team, something that the Knicks hasn't had in quite some time in a point guard role. And I feel like he just made Julius Randle better this season. I feel like he's having a revamped season as well. Not to be talked about, not talked about as much, but Julius Randle has definitely been balling this season. As much as not to your liking because he takes too much threes, but he's definitely looked better than what he did last year. Kudos to RJ Barrett. We said he was our most disappointed player. I've seen like this last week. As soon as we talked about him, he's played a little bit better. I'm not gonna gas it fully, but I've definitely seen what he's like. He's still not shooting the three ball as like effectively, but I've seen he's definitely taking more of an aggressive role and trying to be that spark in that big three that we wanted to be in New York. So I definitely could see New York pulling this one out in a nail biter, but that's if that win streak is alive. That's the only reason I'm leaning on that.
So you're saying if the win streak isn't there, then they'll lose?
Yes, I feel like the win streak just gives them more reason to play, especially on Christmas. You don't want to lose you don't want your win streak on Christmas. You want to definitely bring in that energy. Christmas Day, there's just something about it that feel me. You're playing live. Everybody wants to play on Christmas. Like it's definitely like everybody's tuned in. It's a big event for the NBA, especially. So I definitely could see that being a reason to just give that little extra momentum.
But how do you feel they're going to be able to contain Joel Embiid? Because I feel that's just a problem that the New York Knicks have had. Just like I brought up earlier, just that pick and roll with James Harden and Joel Embiid. It's very troublesome for the Knicks. So if you're the coach, what do you do knowing they're coming into town on Christmas?
I do believe that they can control it off the strength of Mitchell Robinson. If he could stay on his feet rather than biting for pump fakes and get into foul trouble, he definitely could give Joel Embiid help. I think right now he should be at least a top 5 in blocks right now. So he doesn't really give that up too much. I feel like Jalen Brunson is really a smart point guard. He's going to be able to dictate how the pick and roll goes, be vocal on the defensive end. I feel like it has to be collective effort in order to contain Joel Embiid and Harden from getting to his spots as well.
Okay, just real quick, Jalen. Who finishes with a better record? The Sixers or the Knicks? The Knicks are ahead of them right now, right? Yeah, they are. The Knicks are ahead of them right now, but the Sixers are starting to, pick it back up. But just if you had to predict who will end with a better record, the Sixers or the Knicks?
76ers.
76ers clear. It's no debate.
Not clear, but I'll just have more faith in the players.
Wait,
And
so you're saying there's a chance?
yeah, not a chance, but it's it's very possible.
It's more
What do you
guaranteed
mean? So there's a
than
chance. If
nothing.
you think it's very possible, you have a
Yeah,
chance.
but a chance sounds like it's unlikely. Possible means it's more likely to happen.
All right, all right. I was just asking to play devil's advocate. The Knicks will not finish with a better record than the Philadelphia 76ers. I just don't want Seb just to get his hopes up any more
No,
than they
I didn't
already.
think nothing like that. I'm just liking what I've seen.
No, 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 no. So don't think. Just don't be gassed by this little win streak. Like, just don't.
Oh, listen, you got to take what
But
you can.
no, rest, very,
The
very, very
Lakers
true.
wish it was on a 7 game win streak.
Listen, we're about to get in there. You bring up the Lakers. We're about to get into the Lakers right now. The
I
Lakers will
got
play the
you.
Mavericks 2:30 p.m. on says on ABC. I'll just start off though. I feel the Lakers will win this game. I feel the Lakers have been playing better as of late. Definitely a devastating blow. Waking up to this morning, seeing that Anthony Davis will miss a month of basketball. I actually got into an argument by some troll on Instagram. I just stated that from the play, watching it, it didn't really seem like anything happened. But just with Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis made it seem like he tore ACL. So I don't know when he will be back, but I do like what I seen from the team in their win against the Wizards. They definitely all stepped up when AD went down. Seb brought up to me personally about Thomas Bryant. He feels that someone that will pick up some of the slack when AD is gone, and he did have a good game. I just need to see him do it consistently. Um but just going up against a Mavericks team that are they've been hovering around 500 the whole season. They're very dependent on the 3 point shot, and I don't feel that's going to be a recipe for success in the long term. I heard Kobe Bryant in an interview saying a team built like that is just very easy to game plan for in the playoffs, and for a lot of time just in the regular season. So when that three is not falling, when Tim Hardaway and Bullock and all the other shooters that when they're not hitting, and everyone could really emphasize on Luca, I just don't think they play well. So I think this will be a close one though. I got the Lakers. I got the Lakers winning by 5 points in overtime. That's how I'm calling that game right there. I can just toss it to Jalen. Lakers Mavericks. Who you got?
Yeah. Before I start, one thing I just don't like about this game, I don't like that the Lakers are not home. Um, Pretty much like every Christmas game they're home, and I like the scenery of the Staples Center's on Christmas. I don't like want to be watching the Mavs home arena on Christmas.
Shout out Dallas, Texas, man.
Yeah, shout out to them though, but that's besides the point. For me, I have the Mavericks, only due to the injury report for AD, because I feel like had AD been playing, I would have had them almost clear. For me though, I feel like it will be a close game, but for me, my deciding factor when picking the Mavericks was just the other people. I feel like they're more reliable. Like I feel I have more faith in them, like contributing to a win more than I have the Lakers players contributing to win. I have more faith in like Dinwiddie, coming out there performing, or Christian Wood, or Kemba had one game, but I'm not gonna.
Cardiac Kimba.
Yeah,
He's back.
I'm not
He's
gonna say
back.
like I'm expecting him to have a great game, but he's a factor as well. Just more so the others, I feel like they like if it's a close game, I feel like they'll play their role a little bit more better than the Lakers. The Lakers been playing great of late. Big shout out to Lonnie Walker, former Spur, been doing his thing. Consistently been being like the third leading scorer on the team while they're winning. Shout out to I'm about to call this boy Alex Caruso. um,
Come on, Austin Reeves.
Yeah, Austin Reeves. I don't know why Alex Caruso just popped in my head, but yeah, shout out to Austin
Same
Reeves.
person. Alex Caruso, Austin Reeves, also
Yeah,
same person. Like that's
contributing as well. And then also big shout out to Dennis Schroeder too. I did see him play well against the Denver Nuggets like early when I was catching a little bit of that game. Definitely like the way he was working his way around the court. A big shout out to those people. But for me, I just had the Mavs. Do feel it's going to be a close game. I feel like they're kind of evenly matched with this lineup.
But before we go to Sep, I just want to ask you: you don't feel they're too reliant on that 3 point shot?
No, I feel like that's really if you look at the roster and how they constructed, I feel like it makes sense to why they are so perimeter centric and with Luca, being in like the middle of the court, him giving him that freedom to facilitate or play make however he wants to, give him that freedom to. So I feel like that's kind of just the staple in how they play.
All right, Seb, Lakers, Mavs.
Lakers Mav, I will take the Dallas Mavericks. I do feel like just the missing of AD definitely is going to hurt them down low. I feel like Christian Woods could be an X factor that day, just off the strength that I did say like Thomas Bryant should be able to step up, but I feel like just somebody as like a skill set of like AD as well could definitely have a dominating factor. I do feel like with Luka Doncic surrounded by shooters, that'll definitely be like one of the key points that the Mavs is try to shoot the Lakers out the game. Because we both know that the Lakers don't have the 3 point shooting like to match the Mavericks, but they definitely do. They get up and down the floor. It definitely should be a close one, but I just have the Mavs edging it, and just off the strength that they're home as well.
All right. I'm not mad at that. Moving on to the 5 p.m. game, we have the Boston Celtics, who have been red hot this season, even though they've sort of been in a slump as of recently. But going against the Milwaukee Bucks, who got Chris Middleton back about a week ago, so a lot of people feel these two teams in the East are kind of on a tier of their own, and then it's the rest of the Eastern Conference. But I'll start with Seb. Bucks or Celtics? Who you got?
I think the Boston Celtics, I do feel like, even though they've been on a slump, I would say so has Milwaukee been as well too. Definitely had a blowout loss against the Memphis Grizzlies. That didn't really look too good. I feel like they're still trying to figure things out on the fly, retaining Chris Middleton back. I feel like a lot of guys been in and out of rotation, such as Drew Holiday as well. So with the Boston Celtics, I feel like the majority of their unit has been together. I know you've been missing guys like Al Horford, but overall, I feel like their play still always elevates. I feel like they have a great recipe for how to defend Giannis. We've seen the last year in the playoffs. Al Horford was able to contain Giannis, even though he was very dominant. Al Horford still had managed to come up big against them, and they also retained Rob Williams back. Definitely made a season debut on what was it Friday, I believe. So that's another factor in of what the defense could do on the Milwaukee Bucks. And I feel like Jason Tatum has just been playing at an MVP level this whole season. I do feel like he's going to show up when the lights are the brightest. So I feel like Giannis will as well, but I feel like just the Boston Celtics, just in general, just has a collective team that's dogs, like just ready to go out there and then just compete at the highest level. Definitely will have them winning this game. But I would say it would be a nail biter as well. Hopefully overtime, that would be something good for the fans to see. But I feel like Boston pulls it out, especially at home.
Jalen, Bucks, Celtics.
I have the Boston Celtics. I believe last year they had a Christmas game, and that was one of the best Christmas games. That on that day, I believe, because it was a close game, but I think the Bucks won by like 3 to 4 points. I believe I was heavily into that game. I believe it was last year, but just like a repeat. But for me, I have the Celtics, um, best team, in the East. But for me, I feel very strong that Giannis is gonna have a great game, and I definitely want to see that duel between Tatum and Giannis, cause you feel me? Jason Tatum being an MVP candidate, kind of leading that category, and then you have Giannis, who's already solidified himself as an MVP, one of the, if not the best player in the NBA right now. So definitely want to see how Jason Tatum attacks that matchup and like just seeing them trying to go back and forth, try to see who really dominates their team to a win. For me, I'm more reliant. I feel more confident in the Celtics. I feel Robert Bruin, he has a few games, and yes, he came back just this Friday, but I feel like Chris Middleton hasn't been having a great footing when he got back. I just heard like he's out with like a little knee soreness, so he's not gonna be playing for just probably the next game, I believe. So he's been trying to adjust as well. So I feel like Giannis is gonna have a big game, but others he might not get the help from others. So that's why I kind of had the Celtics because if Jason Tatum has a great game, Jalen Brown is right there with him, right there and with him in the scoring category, and other people make up in other facets as well. Marcus Smart being a facilitator, and then Derek White, and Malcolm Brogdon, they kind of fill their role perfectly. So I got the Celtics.
Um, I feel it's gonna be a close game, but if I have to pick a winner, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I feel they're gonna want to send a message, just due to the fact what happened in the playoffs last year, it going to a game 7 without Chris Middleton. He's back now, so I think they're gonna want to show what would have happened if Middleton was there. But like I said, it's gonna be close. I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics won. I feel they do have the deepest roster in the NBA though. Just the players they have coming off the bench just make a big factor. But I feel the X factor of the game is just gonna be Chris Middleton. I feel that him being able to stretch the floor, just hit that 3-point shot, just being just their best jump shooter on the team is just gonna make it easier for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think Drew Holiday is gonna take the assignment. I feel they might put more on Jalen Brown than on Marcus Smart. And I think that would keep Jalen Brown contained as much as possible. We still know he's gonna do what he's gonna do, but it's really gonna come down to just who wants it more. And I feel the Bucks are just gonna want this a little bit more now. As of right now, the Celtics are just struggling a little bit. I know Tatum didn't play one of the last 2 games versus the Orlando Magic.
Mhm.
So they just been a little up and down, just trying to get Robert Williams back into the flow of things. Like Seb said, they are missing Al Horford, which is a vital piece. I don't know. Will he be back for this game?
No, he's playing. He's playing. He
Yeah, he's
returned
playing.
Friday as well.
Okay. All right. So hopefully both teams have everyone manned up for that. But I got the Bucks in a close one by like 3 points. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks by 3 in a close one. Moving on to the final 2 games, we got one on 8 p.m. The young hot Grizzlies, who as of right now are the number 1 seed, right? I believe going against the Warriors that just lost Steph Curry. Um, I'll just go first real quick. I got the Grizzlies winning this just due to the fact Steph Curry won't be there. He's just one of the main factors that get this team going on the offensive end. Now we did see Jordan Poole the other game have a big game. If he's going to play like that, then I feel they'll have a chance. But just the type of wave that the Grizzlies are on right now, we've seen what happened versus the Thunder. Ja getting ejected early, them going down early. They did fight all the way back. I feel Ja was there, they would have completed that comeback and won the game. But besides that, they have been pretty much the hottest team in the West, seeing the Pelicans did cool down. So I got them by 10 plus in this one. Um, I would hope that Steph Curry could have played because this is a brewing rivalry that is growing in the NBA, just starting from last year. But without Curry, I think they will struggle. So I got the Grizzlies in this one, and I'll toss it to Jalen.
For me, I'm gonna go to Warriors. For me, I feel like um yes, they have Steph Curry out, but I feel like kind of gives opportunity for like Jordan Poole to really have more freedom within the offense. Granted, like Klay Thompson's kind of been streaky and not like kind of consistent on the consistent basis. Also, Andrew Wiggins, I feel he's kind of been solid, like more so kind of reliable, being like that 20 point per game scorer for them. But with Steph Curry being out, I feel like more is going to be demanded of Andrew Wiggins, and I definitely like the matchup between him and Dylan Brooks. I feel like he's going to get the better of that matchup. I don't feel like it's going to be just an easy game for the Grizzlies to win because I feel like they know the magnitude, like it's not like like a rivalry, but these two teams they definitely know each other well and definitely know how each other want to play. They definitely had the playoff series already, But also a big factor in this as well. Desmond Bain is out for this game, so he's also like their like big scorer or whatever. But um, they had success without him, but I wouldn't be too convinced if they just easily win this game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors at the Warriors. I'm just go with the Warriors for me. Uh, for me, I feel like I'm expecting me personally. I'm just expecting Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole to have a big game.
Okay. Go ahead, Sub.
For this game, I'll have the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel like it's just the hottest team right now, holding down that number one spot. Disappointing blow just off the strength that you don't have Stephen Curry, and this game has been like something that was anticipated since even in the off season. We both know that John Morant and Draymond Green had that talk on Twitter talking about how they want to have that Christmas game. Definitely goes back to even in the playoffs last year when John Morant went out. I believe it was game five or game six. This was one of the most entertaining matchups that we had in quite some time between two teams. One team that's young and hungry, other team that's more experienced and veteran. Definitely some brewing beef inside. You know, you had the Klay Thompson incident with Jaren Jackson. Everything was just looking to be like a highly anticipated matchup. Definitely one of my favorite matchups on this Christmas Day card that I was looking forward to. I do feel like it's gonna be still an entertaining game off the strength that the Warriors. I feel like they're gonna still come out and play hungry. Like you said, Justin earlier, that Jordan Poole just came off an excellent game. Even Draymond Green had a well-rounded game too as well. So I feel like they're not gonna go down without a fight. But I just feel like the Memphis Grizzlies just they're just a hungrier team right now. They're young. They're gonna get up and down the court. They want to just send a message, like even though like this is payback for last year when John Morant was out, and yeah, I felt like that just won these games. Like I got the better of us in that series. I feel like that's just how it's gonna be. And especially I want to see like a game for John Morant. I feel like John Morant plays his highest when he plays against the Warriors. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Right. Final game of the night, 10:30 p.m. ESPN. The Phoenix Suns going up against the Denver Nuggets. I'll just go real quick and say that for this one, I'll have the Denver Nuggets. This was the toughest one for me to pick. Feel both teams have been good to start off the season. The Suns getting Chris Paul back, I feel has helped them. Devin Booker coming off a huge night, having 50 plus. He's been in his bag, but Nikola Jokic has also been in his bag. He's coming off a 40-point triple double with 20 rebounds, so he's been doing his thing. This one I
25, that
feel
man is crazy.
right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel this one will come down to the wire, but I feel Jokic is just gonna steal the show. Just the way he can affect the whole game, just from that center position is just crazy to me. Um, and I feel the edge to me is just I just don't know what I might get out of Chris Paul. Since coming back, he's just been a little bit up and down. I just don't know what I'm gonna get for him. So I'm just gonna edge the Nuggets in this one. Nikola Jokic has the triple double. Jalen, you can go ahead.
Yeah, for me, I had the Denver Nuggets as well, and to this kind of to the same point you had Nikola Jokic. I feel like him being matched up against DeAndre Ayton and kind of anybody on this Phoenix Suns roster is a mismatch. I don't feel like they really gonna have too much that could really slow down Jokic. I feel like he's gonna really have his way. Big shout out to Devin Booker as well. Definitely had a 58 point performance against the Pelicans a couple games back. Um, but for me, to the same points you said, like Chris Paul hasn't really been reliable. Shout out to Mikal Bridges, been shooting the lights out as of late. But like I said, in the past with the top five teams, this is the best shooting team in the NBA from 3 point to the field goal range. They definitely smart on their shot selections or how they want to play. KCP been like the best shooter on the team as well. Everybody's been in great standing with their field goal percentage. I really don't see them struggling against the Suns. I feel like they're going to win clear. I don't really have it too close to my opinion. I say like Denver Nuggets probably by like 10 points.
Okay. All right. Seb, take us home.
For this matchup against the Phoenix Suns, against the Denver Nuggets, I'm gonna go with the Denver Nuggets too as well. I feel like this team is just well rounded. They're third in the West right now. They just been playing excellent basketball together as a team. Definitely a higher rated offense team as well. Just this matchup, usually Phoenix usually gets the edge around the Nuggets. That I feel like just being off the strength that Jamal Murray's been out and Michael Porter Jr. has been out. Or at least now you get Jamal Murray back into the flow of things. Um, just even with the Suns, Devin Booker just coming off a 58-point performance. Chris Paul hasn't looked very good in his return. I don't think DeAndre Ayton is playing as well too. I definitely that's something to look out for. If he's not playing, then it's definitely a Denver Nuggets Nikola Jokic triple double night. With this team, I just feel like Nikola Jokic is just a fucking quarterback, like somebody that just really dictates how the fucking offense goes. Like a 46, 25, and 10-point performance. I mean, 10 assist performance. You don't really see that when I was
And made it
dominant
look
at his final.
and made it
Easily.
made it look effortless. If you just look at the highlights, he doesn't seem like he's working that hard. Like, so shout
Yeah.
out to him.
So yeah, I definitely feel like just him, like you said earlier, Justin. Now he's just gonna steal the show. I definitely do believe it. I definitely do believe they're gonna have a game plan to contain deep book. So somebody else is gonna have to step up in that presence. Like a guy like KCP, a 3-and-D guy, that will really shoot the lights out and definitely like pick up Devin Booker. So I feel like it's gonna be a close game too as well. But just Nikola Jokic is definitely gonna just have a dominant impact on the game. So that's how I'm gonna go with the Denver Nuggets.
All right, and that's gonna do it for this episode. If you're an NBA fan, just make sure you're watching these games. Once again, we got the Sixers and Knicks at 12 o'clock. We got the Lakers and Mavs 2:30, Bucks and Celtics 5 p.m., Grizzlies Warriors 8 p.m., and Suns and Nuggets at 10:30. They all should be great games, so just make sure you're in tune. Just shout out to all the followers, all the people that are subscribed. Thank y'all for the support. Um and we'll be back next year better than ever. Y'all got anything to say?
About it, man. Merry
All
Christmas,
right.
Happy Holidays to all the fans.
Yep. Merry Christmas.
Facts, Merry
Happy New
Christmas.
Year. Kwanzaa. Huh?
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everyone. Shout out to y'all.
Yep. We are. All right. So now I wanted to speak. Well, first,